Mark and Amanda were the kind of couple who made others smile. Anyone who saw them together would say, "Ah, God truly glued these two with love." They weren't perfect, but they fit together like sugar and tea. Mark was tall and tidy, with warm eyes and a gentle voice. He worked from home most days, tapping on his laptop while his glasses slowly slid down his nose. Amanda often teased him, saying, "Mark, the way you wear those glasses, you look like a village lawyer." Mark would chuckle and reply, "As long as I win your case every day, I don't mind." Amanda, on the other hand, was pure joy. Her radiant smile could brighten any room, even during power outages. She could turn simple rice and beans into a gourmet meal. Her laughter was loud, genuine, and came straight from her heart. They lived in a cozy 3-bedroom apartment with white curtains and flower pots that Amanda lovingly watered each morning. She called them her plant babies. Every day, Amanda woke early, tied a scarf around her hair, and hummed softly as she moved about the kitchen. She'd call out playfully, "Mark, wake up, lazy bones. The king's breakfast is ready." Mark would groan dramatically as he got out of bed. "Ah, woman, must you sing like a radio every morning?" Amanda would laugh and say, "Yes, you married a radio, not a wife." They always ate together, sometimes feeding each other like teenagers. Their life was simple, but overflowing with love. One morning, things began to shift. Amanda placed a hand on her lower back and winced. "Ah, this housework is becoming too much." Mark noticed and asked, "Are you okay?" She sighed, "I'm just tired. All the sweeping, cooking, cleaning, washing, it's too much." Mark nodded thoughtfully. "Maybe we should get someone to help out." Amanda agreed. "But let's find someone respectful and decent, not someone who'll burn the pot or wrestle you for the remote." She laughed. "No wahala. I'll ask around." Enter Pretty, the maid with a gentle smile. A week later, Amanda introduced her. "Mark, meet Pretty. She's 22, very humble, and came highly recommended by Mama Clara, our neighbour." Pretty stepped forward, shyly greeting him, "Good evening, sir." Her skin was smooth and brown, her eyes large and innocent, and her figure softly curved. She wore a plain top and wrapper, but there was a grace about her that couldn't be missed. Mark smiled warmly. "Welcome, Pretty. Amanda says great things about you. Feel at home." Pretty smiled back. "Thank you, sir." From her first day, Pretty was a star. She swept the house like a soldier on a mission. She hummed softly as she washed the dishes, her gospel tunes filling the air like a gentle breeze. Each time, she'd ask kindly, "Ma, should I make you tea?" or, "Sir, would you like me to iron your shirt?" Amanda was amazed. "Ah, this girl is tidy, respectful, and she can cook. God really sent you to us." Mark had started noticing too. Sometimes he'd pause at the kitchen door, watching Pretty move about. "You're doing well, Pretty," he'd say casually. "Thank you, sir," she would always reply, her smile soft and modest. Amanda treated her like a younger sister. She gave Pretty nice clothes, taught her how to use the washing machine properly, and sometimes they even watched movies together. One evening, Amanda said, "Pretty, come sit down, Jar. You've been on your feet all day." "Ma, I'm fine, it's okay," Pretty replied. But Amanda insisted, "No, in this house, you are not just a maid, you are family." They laughed together, eating popcorn while watching a comedy show. Mark walked in, looking puzzled. "Since when did the maid start watching TV with Madame?" Amanda gave him a sharp look. "Since you married a kind-hearted wife." Pretty giggled quietly. That was the first sign something was shifting. Soon after, Amanda had to travel to her mother's house for 3 days. Her younger brother had been in a small accident, and she wanted to help take care of him. "Mark, please hold the fort while I'm gone," she said, folding clothes into her travel bag. "Pretty will handle things." Mark nodded. "Safe trip, and don't forget my roasted plantain." Amanda smiled and kissed him on the cheek. Of course, my love. That night, the house felt different. It was just Mark and Pretty. She was in the kitchen again, dressed in a fitted top and wrapper. She had no idea the outfit was hugging her frame too tightly. It was just the cleanest clothes she had that day. Mark walked in. "Pretty," he said gently. "Yes, sir." "You sing so well. Did you know that?" She smiled shyly. "Ah, sir, it's just a small voice, nothing much." "No, it's beautiful," he said. "You're beautiful." Pretty's chest tightened, her heart thumped hard. "Sir, I think I need to check on the rice." She quickly turned away, disappearing into the kitchen. But that moment was only the beginning. The spark had been lit. The next day, Pretty found a brand new phone placed on her bed. She picked it up slowly, staring at it like it was a trick. "Sir, what's this?" she asked softly. Mark smiled. "A gift. You've been working so hard. You deserve something nice." "I can't accept this." "Why not? It's just a little token of appreciation." After that, the gifts kept coming. Small bottles of perfume, pretty dresses, and once even a delicate gold chain. Pretty didn't know what to make of it. She wasn't trying to step into Amanda's shoes, but Mark's sudden attention made her feel seen in a new way. "Sir, please," she said quietly. "I don't want Madam to be upset." Mark placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "You're safe with me. Don't worry." The house was quiet, eerily so. Amanda had only been gone for 2 days, yet the silence felt heavier than it should. Mark tried to focus on work, his fingers tapping on the keyboard. But his thoughts kept drifting to the kitchen and to the sound of Pretty's soft gospel songs floating in from the corridor. She moved through the house like a breeze. Her hands were steady, her steps light. She dusted shelves, swept corners, and lined up Mark's shoes with care, all without anyone asking. Sometimes she danced a little as she worked. Just small steps, a gentle sway of her hips, swaying to the rhythm of her phone's speaker. Mark found himself watching her more and more. One quiet afternoon, Pretty wore a soft peach blouse Amanda had gifted her, paired with a long, flowing skirt. She served lunch, a goosey soup and pounded yam. As she bent slightly to place the tray on the table, Mark caught a glimpse of her curvy silhouette. He quickly looked away, but then glanced back. "You cook like Amanda," he said, settling into his seat. "Thank you, sir," she replied softly. "Madam taught me well." Mark poked at his food, pretending to concentrate. "She's lucky to have you."
Pretty smiled shyly. "Madame treats me well. She's like my big sister."
Mark looked up, eyes lingering. "And what about me?" Pretty paused.
"Sir?"
Her voice was soft. "What am I to you?" She laughed nervously.
"You're Agba now, the big daddy of the house."
Mark smiled, but his expression held a different weight. "I want to be more than that." Pretty froze. Her spoon shook slightly in her hand. "Sir, I don't understand." Mark leaned in, voice barely above a whisper. "You're beautiful. You're thoughtful. You bring light into this house. Amanda, she doesn't look at me like that anymore. Sometimes it feels like we're just two strangers." Pretty's heart pounded. "But, sir, you're married." Mark's lips tugged into a faint smile. Being married doesn't always mean being happy. She quickly stood up, flustered. "I need to clean the bathroom." She walked off briskly, but his words echoed in her mind like a chorus she couldn't mute. In the days that followed, Mark grew bolder. He sat closer while Pretty cleaned the table. His compliments grew more personal. He lingered longer when speaking to her. Sometimes his touch on her shoulder stayed just a few seconds too long. One night, while watching a movie, Mark sat beside her instead of his usual chair. Their knees brushed. She tried to get up. "Sit, Pretty," Mark said softly. "I'm fine on the floor, sir," she replied. "Don't be scared of me," he whispered. "I won't hurt you." And then it happened. That night, the line between maid and master was crossed. A moment of weakness became a secret affair. It began gently, soft touches, shy smiles, stolen glances. Pretty was confused and scared, but saying no stopped feeling possible. 3 days later, Amanda returned, carrying a small travel bag and wearing a bright smile. "Mark, I'm home. Your lovely wife is back with roasted plantain and fried snail." Mark walked out of the bedroom and hugged her. "Welcome back, sweetheart." Amanda held him tightly. "Did you miss me?" "Of course," he lied. She turned to Pretty. "Pretty, my sister, did this man behave himself?" Pretty smiled nervously. "Yes, Ma." "Welcome back, Ma." Amanda noticed her odd tone but ignored it. The house seemed to return to normal, at least on the surface. But Amanda sensed something was off. Mark wouldn't meet her eyes. Pretty looked tense, always quick to leave the room when Amanda came in. One morning, Amanda walked into the sitting room and saw Pretty quickly fixing her wrapper while Mark buttoned his shirt. Their faces looked guilty. Amanda's heart sank. Her voice trembled. "What's going on here?" "Nothing," Mark said quickly, "just talking about breakfast." Amanda didn't buy it. Her heart thudded. She began paying closer attention. 2 weeks later, while helping Pretty search for missing earrings, Amanda found a small box tucked inside Pretty's drawer. Inside were love notes from Mark and a necklace Amanda had never bought. Air seemed to vanish from her chest. She staggered back. No, God, no. She waited until Mark came home that night. Her face was pale, her hands shook. "Mark," she said quietly, "we need to talk." Mark sat down slowly. "What is it?" Amanda placed the box of letters on the table. Mark's face fell. "You slept with her?" Amanda whispered, tears filling her eyes. Mark opened his mouth, but no words came out. Amanda stood, her voice rising. She hurled the box across the room. "How could you? After everything I gave you, the love, the care, everything." "I didn't mean for it to happen, Amanda," he yelled, standing up. "I was lonely. You were always busy, with the house, with family. You stopped noticing me." Amanda was crying. "You cheated with a girl I welcomed into our home, the same girl I fed and called my sister. You betrayed me and secretly made her your wife." At that moment, Pretty walked in. Her eyes widened at the shouting. Amanda turned to her. "Are you happy now? Do you feel proud? You took something that wasn't yours." Pretty broke into tears. "Ma, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen. I'm pregnant." Silence. Amanda's knees gave way and she dropped onto the chair. Mark sat down, holding his head. Everything was shattered. Amanda left that night. She packed her things slowly and quietly. At the door, she paused and looked back at the house that once echoed with laughter, prayers, and love. Mark tried to stop her. "Amanda, please don't go. We can fix this." She turned to him, her eyes full of pain. "Fix what? You've already replaced me." And she walked away. Days became weeks. Mark stayed with Pretty, but the joy he thought he'd have never came. Pretty was no longer the lively, singing girl. She was now quiet, withdrawn, and full of shame. Mark missed Amanda deeply. He missed her morning laughter, the sound of her slippers dragging on the floor, the way she folded his clothes with love, and her loud singing while she cooked. One night, Mark sat alone in the dark, holding Amanda's old scarf. "I had gold," he whispered, "and I threw it away for glitter." A year later, Amanda rebuilt her life. She moved into a new apartment, started a small catering business, and began healing. People admired her strength. Mark sent countless messages. He begged, he apologized, he tried everything. But Amanda never returned. Pretty gave birth to a baby girl. Mark cared for the child, but the house no longer felt like home. One evening, Mark sat alone on the balcony, his baby in his arms. He looked into her innocent eyes and said quietly, "Will you ever forgive your father for destroying something so beautiful?" Moral of the story: don't take loyalty for granted. Love is deeper than attraction. It's built on trust, respect, and sacrifice. One moment of weakness can ruin years of happiness. Always protect the people who love you truly. When they're gone, they may never return. If you were Amanda, would you ever forgive Mark and take him back after all that happened? Why? Or why not? If you enjoy stories like this, kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Nature Trends TV, for more. Catch you in our next story. Bye for now.